The neon rain never stops in Neo-Kyoto. It washes the grime from the chrome towers down into the gutters of the low-level sectors, where guys like me make a living. They call us fixers. We're the city's unofficial problem solvers, navigating the shadows between the mega corporations and the street gangs. My name's Kato, and my office is any noodle stall with a decent data jack. One night, a client slid a data chip across the counter. Simple job, find a missing person. A journalist named Anya Sharma. She was last seen digging into the recent surge of gang violence in the old Kintsugi district. The gangs were getting bolder, more chaotic than usual. Scraps over turf that had been settled for decades were flaring up again, pushing out families who lived there for generations. It smelled fishy, but a job's a job. My first stop was Enya's apartment, a showbox in the sky with a killer view of the corporate spires. The place was clean to clean, except for a single, blitzed out memory shard hidden in the spine of an old paper book. Booting it up, I found fragmented data streams, architectural blueprints overlaid with predictive models of social unrest. Strange dot at the bottom of the files. One name kept repeating: Elysian Properties, the biggest real estate player in Neo-Kyoto. Elysian was known for its luxury arcologies, self-contained cities for the elite. They were buying up cheap land like crazy, and wouldn't you know it, the Kintsugi district was right where they planned to build their next Paradise Tower. The chaos wasn't random, it was a tool. The gang wars were a demolition crew, clearing the way for Elysian's bulldozers. Anya had figured it out, and that's probably why she vanished. I started pulling threads, calling in favors from data brokers and back alley techies. I traced the money, the weapons shipments to the gangs. Every trail led back to a shell corporation, and every shell corporation led back to an encrypted server owned by Elysian. They weren't just encouraging the chaos, they were scripting it. They had analysts predicting exactly how much violence was needed to drop property values to rock bottom. It was urban planning through orchestrated misery. To get concrete proof, I needed to get inside Elysian Tower. That is like trying to walk into a dragon-esque mouth and ask to borrow a match. I called in my crew, a netrunner who could dance through firewalls like they were nothing, and a street samurai whose chrome arm could punch through reinforced concrete. We planned a classic heist, not for gold, but for data. The prize was inside the office of their CEO, a man named Masaru Hayashi. Getting in was the easy part, relatively speaking. We ghosted through security patrols, bypassed laser grids, and road service elevators usually reserved for cleaning drones. The hard part was the netrunner's job. Elysian's data security was a digital fortress, a labyrinth of black ice and killer AI. While my samurai friend stood guard, I watched our netrunner's avatar dive deep into the system. Her vitals spiked as she fought off digital countermeasures. It was a silent, brutal battle fought in cyberspace. Finally, she broke through, and what we found was far worse than we imagined. This wasn't just about gentrification. Elysian wasn't just manipulating property values. They were manipulating reality itself. The blueprints we saw on Enya's shard weren't just plans. They were connected to something called the Loom, a massive quantum computer hidden in the city's substructure. Elysian was using the Loom to subtly rewrite the city. They could create phantom traffic jams to isolate a neighborhood, manipulate weather patterns to cause localized flooding, even generate low-frequency signals that increase aggression and paranoia in a targeted area. The gang wars weren't just funded by Elysian. They were psychologically engineered. They were turning citizens against each other, making them desperate for the safety Elysian's new developments would offer. Anya hadn't just discovered a real estate scam. She'd uncovered a conspiracy to control the very fabric of the city and its people. The data also showed us where they were holding her. A black site, a re-education facility deep beneath the tower. We had to get her out. The plan changed from a quiet data grab to a loud extraction. We fought our way down, level by level, through corporate security that was more like a private army. The gleaming white corridors of Elysian Tower became a war zone of plasma fire and screaming metal. We found Anya in a sterile white room, hooked up to a machine that was trying to wipe her mind. We got her out, but not before the alarms brought the whole tower down on us. Our escape was a blur of explosions and close calls. We made it back to the low levels, bruised and battered, but with the proof we needed. Just having the data wasn't enough, though. Elysian owned the media, the police, the politicians. Releasing the information through normal channels would be like shouting into a hurricane. It would be buried in an hour. We had to do something bigger. We had to show people the truth, not just tell them. Using our netrunner skills, we didn't just leak the data. We hijacked the entire city's network, every holographic ad, every public broadcast screen, every personal comm device. Instead of bright, flashy commercials, they all showed Elysian's dark secrets. We showed them the Loom's code, the predictive models for violence, the memos signed by Hayashi himself. We showed them Enya's research, her face a symbol of the truth they tried to erase. For a moment, Neo Kyoto fell silent. The constant hum of advertising was replaced by a chilling revelation. Then, the anger came. It started small, a thrown bottle at a police drone, a crowd refusing to disperse. But it grew, spreading from the low levels upwards. People saw the invisible strings that had been pulling their lives, making them fight their neighbors while the true enemy sat in a skyscraper, counting their profits. The gangs we once fought, realizing they were pawns, turned on their corporate masters. The ordinary citizens, tired of being pushed around, flooded the streets. It wasn't just a riot, it was an uprising, a rebellion against the architects of their suffering. Our final move was to go for the head of the snake. We led a charge back to Elysian Tower, this time not in the shadows, but with an army of the dispossessed at our backs. We fought our way to the top, to Hayashi's penthouse office. He was there, calmly watching the city burn on his monitors. He wasn't afraid. He believed he was invincible. He told me we were fools. That order needed a strong hand, that what he was doing was for the greater good, creating a perfect, efficient city. I told him a city isn't just concrete and code, it's people. And he had declared war on his own people. Our fight was short, brutal, and ended with him looking out the window at the chaos he created, finally understanding his mistake. We didn't just take down a CEO. We gave the people a weapon, the location of the Loom. Now, the fight wasn't just against Elysian, but for control of the city's heart. The rebellion had begun. I'm still a fixer, but my job has changed. I don't solve small problems anymore. Now, we're trying to fix a whole city, trying to untangle the code that has defined our lives for too long. The rain is still falling on Neo Kyoto, but for the first time in a long time, it feels like it's washing the city clean. The future is unwritten, and we're holding the pen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into the neon-drenched streets of Neo Kyoto, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the edge of tomorrow. Let us know in the comments what you think the people should do with control of the Loom. See you in the next one.